Hello. Yes? Usually I say something like, we're live or we're broadcasting here, but this time I'm not going to say either of those things. Yeah? Just hello. So, I've just got to start up Trainz in the background. Okay. Should be started soon. Yes, hello, as I said. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. What about you? Yes, I'm good. It was a very nice day today. And it's finished. Okay. So now I just need to switch over. One second, that's not the right one. Oh yes, it was. Right. This is not the right one. This is what I meant. So I need to switch over to this one. Oh right, and because I need to exit again because, it shouldn't take this long. The second time of starting up, I was still in the mindset of, it's very quick now. I was still in the mindset of running it in windowed mode in full screen, but since I've got the preset of the cropped view, I can run it in full screen mode now, which is much better for performance, and it also makes the UI a bit bigger. Right, so here we are. Oh yes, right, so do you remember many streams ago when I was making this area back here? I was searching for a gate, like one with the stop sign on it, and I also looked on some of my other routes and I just couldn't find it. Well, I accidentally found it. I did find it. I did find the one I meant. It's this one. Do not enter. This is the one. And guess what it's called? Yep. Yeah, you kind of already saw it there, but either you didn't catch it, or, or you don't want to guess. Just a gate? Yeah, it's literally called gate. Not even a capital G, just literally lowercase g gate. So, even though, I must have, oh no, the root layer is locked for some reason. So, even though I've already used the other gates here, I do really want to use this one somewhere just because I don't want to forget it again. So I'm just going to place it here. Actually, will this make sense? Because no, it wouldn't really, because this area is kind of for parking as well, for the and for rubbish collection, so it wouldn't make sense to have it there. I do want to place it somewhere, though. Maybe just here. Maybe just this one. Oops, wrong object. So just like this. Okay, so now last time we finished what we were doing in the town, and I started planning out the track layout going up here, and it is very steep. That's on purpose. However, that corner is good, I think. Maybe I should turn this a little bit further this way. Just something like that. Right. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think about what the best way of, the best order of doing this in would be. Oh right, I remember. Last time I wanted to, it was recommended to me to run some very heavy freight up there. So that's actually what I'm going to do first. Because I did actually want to do this. And, yeah. Now to be honest, a freight train like this, that's this heavy, would likely have more than these 3 units on it. Because this is 3,889 tons. Let's haul. Let's haul. Yes. So this would, in an actual session, I would probably give the player more locos than this, but here we go. So Sander is on, so we can get traction to start with. The loco is clearing the slack. So here we go. One second. Okay, right. Let's try this. Maybe this is better. Yeah, it is a little bit better. Because what I don't want to do is get wheel slip when starting, because that then requires time to get rid of again, and then that's less time that you're actually accelerating. And it's also worth keeping in mind that the speed limit here is actually 35. Oh, by the way, if the loco is too loud, please let me know, so that I can change the volume around. It actually makes sense for these cars to be stopped here now. I think the volume is good. Okay, I'll leave it then. Just look on the map at the bottom. Just the line going straight and then just up. Yeah, you can see that this is quite the long train. The beeping of the horns. Oh, and I've just remembered, this train is actually lighter than it should be, because we'd actually also be hauling a caboose, which I think I haven't put on. And there's the end of the train. And there they go. Okay, so we're already on the incline a little. We're going at 30 miles an hour. Not 8. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to making the sessions on this route, just because I'll have a chance to put in these long trains on this route, which if I did really want these long trains, then it might be better to make like a through route that I don't actually end the route at both sides, or technically 3 sides, but that I kind of leave it open so that trains can actually go through, like that they don't necessarily have to have the industries here. And yeah, the train is slowing down quite a bit. Yeah, I think we'd need more motive power, but if this train doesn't make it all the way up, which it doesn't look like it will, it's actually maybe good, because if you remember, I did include a helper engine track down by the town, which is for situations like this. So that could be incorporated into some sessions. Right, so how far along did we make it? Well, we made it actually a good portion of the way up, actually. More than halfway. And there we go. Okay. Yeah, let's see if the brakes work. Actually, I'll turn the throttle off so I don't wheel slip, because I'm not sure if that affects the brakes. Now, can the brakes actually stop the train? Are they actually working? Okay, going into reverse gear, just so that the wheel slip stops. And there we go. Yeah, the train is braking a bit now that the wheel slip stops. So I think the wheel slip does actually affect braking as well. So yes, we are slowing down. Slowly, admittedly, but we are slowing down. Rough handling. Okay. Yeah, so as it turns out, this was a bit much for those 3 locos. Yeah, and by the way, this is the helper track I mentioned. So you could easily fit like 4 locos on here, well, depending on the size. Like, yeah, 4 locos, I think. Maybe 5, depending on the size. But so I think that's good. And if it does turn out to be too steep, then I can always change it later. Okay, so that is good going around there. Oh, and I've just realized something. I didn't actually change the title of the stream. So excuse me while I just do that quickly. Which means I won't be able to read your chat, unfortunately. Let's see, where is it? Up there. Alright, here we are. If you sent anything during that time, I can't read it because I couldn't see the stream that time. So, yeah, or the chat. Oh yeah, true. Lol, I didn't even notice the wrong stream name. Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you perception. The value of perception. Right. So, let's see. I want... Okay, so I'm going to start off by doing the upward slope. So I'm going to first of all put the terrain up where the tracks are, and then basically all the way to the left. So then I can work on sculpting the terrain from there, and it will be easier to already have the terrain up a bit. As you know, I mean, Slovak, because you obviously do a lot with Trainz, but some of the other people watching this archived, because this will be archived, might not. Right, so here, and then I'm actually going to copy and paste this area. You know, I wonder why with Twitch, if you've scheduled a stream, it does ask you for a title and for the game that's supposed to be in there or whatever you're doing, but then it doesn't actually change it to that when the date comes that's on the schedule. I wonder why that is. Because you'd think that that's an easy thing to do, right? Okay. So now I need to start... okay, well, I'm going to put this up back here. And I do want it to get quite steep back here, so I'm going to slowly draw it closer to the tracks. And by the way, the tracks are actually quite a bit higher up here. So I should do this first. Actually, no, I should just put the terrain up to the tracks and then grab that height. Might be easy to work with. Also, with the heavy trains, we could have interesting sessions where maybe a long train comes up from down here, but then they need to split the train in two using one of these sidings, and then use the helpers to carry one half of the train up first, and then to come back down and pick up the second half. That might be interesting. Because I do know for a fact that they do that in America, and on some steep bits. So, 1 second. There was another thing that I wanted to do. I've just remembered. Yes, because off stream it was recommended to me to put benches in the town, like overlooking the view, which I haven't done. So I think I'll do that as well today. Yeah, I definitely want this to be much steeper back here. So I think I'll use the height up tool from this point forward. And I'll save, because Trainz could crash at any moment, as you know. By the way, how are your Central Europe sessions going? Because I remember you telling me something about the traffic in Bratislava. I think it was maybe yesterday or a few days ago. Yeah. So just wondering how those things were going. And no, it's not just because there's nothing to talk about at the moment. It is genuine interest. So yes, in case you were wondering that. They are going slowly. I have too much schoolwork on them. Oh, too much schoolwork to work on them. That makes more sense. Yeah. I can understand that. Right. So another thing to think about is how to get the water up to the level of the dam, because I do want a little bit of a river, not a large one definitely, just more like a stream, which I do want to get up to that height. Now, I don't necessarily want it to be a very fast river, so I don't necessarily want to use the river textures that I used in the other river back there. So I might go with either a spline, or I might try the thing where I make the actual terrain water go up the hill, but I'm not too sure about that one, because again, the ripples don't it doesn't change depending on the angle how the water flows. And I say again because this is actually a thing that I mentioned in my tips and tricks video on route building. Yeah, I was just noticing how small these baseboards actually feel from up here, and how large they can feel other times. I'm just listening to the sound of my computer's cooling system, the ventilators in the back, because they're always going strong whenever I'm playing Trainz, and just sitting here in silence listening to that is actually quite hypnotic. I think it feels hypnotic anyway. Right, I don't need to do that much work on the back side here, but I do want to bring the peak up just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm thinking sort of a base shape like this, maybe? Actually, no, I'll bring it more further up here so that it's actually this gorge that the trains will drive up. Looks good. Thanks. Okay, so what are you doing currently? Are you just watching the stream or are you doing something simultaneously? I'm just watching. I see. Thanks. That's nice to know. Okay. Although I do feel like I have to be a bit more entertaining now that I know that you're not just listening to this in the background while concentrating on something else, but that you're actually just watching this. Interesting how that shifts. Right. It's entertaining enough. Well, I'm glad that you think so. I think this deserves a bit of a higher peak there. Just something like this. Because I want this to feel like the track really has to reach these immense gradients just to get up here. So I do want this to be very steep on the side, which I think I've achieved at the moment. or rather already. That's a bit difficult to say. Or rather already. Try to say that like 5 times fast. Okay. Now I'll just quickly save. And then I'll do the floor of the valley, if that's the right word for it. I'm never quite sure if that's the right terminology for that, like the base of the valley. Right, so first I actually need to figure out what the shape of the lake is going to end up being. I won't try, lol. I will spend trying that for the next 10 minutes. Oh well, then. Yeah. I can't even use proper grammar. Oh, I see. Yes, because of that. Yeah, well, one thing that tends to happen to me when I type in chat is because it's so much like you're actually talking to someone, the idea itself in your mind, the sentence forms that quickly, and you feel like the speed of typing isn't fast enough, so you're trying to type faster and faster and faster, and then that obviously has an effect on grammar. Even sentence building as a whole. So, well, not sentence building, word building, so spelling as well, not just grammar, because grammar is sentence building. So, yeah. What I wanted to say before is, as you know, I've started work on the Ansley Island Railway. Well, some of you might not, if you're watching this archived and you're not Slovak Eagle or someone on the Discord server, then you probably don't know that. Oh, well, no, there are some other people that do know that as well. anyways, I've started working on that, and it's going really well. Yeah, I've made sort of half of the tracks in sort of the biggest city on the map, so the biggest town on the map. I haven't actually started working on the scenery for that yet, but I did build the main line over to the next town and started working on the scenery there, because that's more in the countryside, and what I tend to do is I start working somewhere in the countryside so that I can get a good palette for the route, so what terrain textures I want to use, what tracks, what scenery items like trees, shrubs, grass. I think I already said grass. Things like that. So that's why I started making the scenery over there, not in the city. Yes, and it's going nice. It's going nicely. I also started putting in the signals. I started signaling that, so using some of the upper quadrant UK semaphore signals. And it isn't as easy as you might think, because with those signals, with some of the signals, I couldn't find gantry versions or right-hand side versions, which means that in a few places I ended up having to kind of stagger the signals a bit so that there's enough space to put them. Because my main line is a 3-track one, so in the outside tracks is sort of standard passenger and freight lines, maximum speed, line speed, 60 miles an hour. On the middle is the express line, so it is for passenger express mainly, which goes basically across the map, across the island to the other big port city, and also for express freight, like for example mail or something like that. Yeah, so it's been a bit tricky trying to do the signaling for that. Yeah, I see. Good. Glad that I'm at least somewhat conveying my thoughts. Right, so I think that looks good. I think it looks interesting enough, especially when there's another side to the valley. So now I'm going to raise the terrain up again, just so that it's a bit easier to see what the final thing will look like. Yeah, it looks good. Thanks. I'm also of that opinion. Right. So on the upside, I think it looks good, but I need a bit more tapering down below, because it just looks like it's been built up like a wall that it's running on. Also, one more thing. I was about to release the Coleman Mountains trailer like yesterday or something like that, and then I realized that it might be good to actually have a map of the route as a preview image, like in the route, or a screenshot of the route. So a map of that, not just this photographed, but rather the lines painted on top of this, and then this background layer turned off, so that it's easier to see. And I think it adds a lot, because it conveys a bit more of the layout, which I think might be helpful if I want to get people to actually buy the thing. Yeah, because it gives basically a better understanding of what you're actually purchasing. All right, actually I can give you a look at it, because it is, I've already imported it into Trainz. So here, this is the actual thumbnail, and I've just put this one in it as well, just so I've got 3. And then this is the one. So this is actually the map of the Coleman Mountains Railroad. So this bit over here actually connects to down here. You can see it by the little green lines. So you've got Harpdale, Transfer Yard at the bottom. This goes over to Atepa, which is the yard, Magpie, Ooze Creek, Arktown, Hollering Woods, Slybrook, Haunt Pond, March Canyon, Gem Creek, and Hayden. So yeah, you can see the layout of this map now. I put a lot, when designing this map, I put a lot of effort into a lot of thought into the direction of junctions. So for example, this one, I could have easily put in a Y there, but I didn't because I didn't want, because the Hayden and Silbrook are both coal mines. So I didn't want trains to just be able to go from here straight up there. So I wanted either trains to have to go down, because this is a very steep incline, or rather decline. I didn't want, I wanted trains to either have to stop on this incline and then reverse back over here, which is going to be very difficult, or to have to go down to Gem Creek, run around the train, and then go up this way, which is much shallower and has got this horseshoe curve inspired bit up here. Yeah. Also, by the way, this is the bit with this tall bridge running across it this way. Anyway, this is the map. Your building motivated me enough to continue working on the sessions now. Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad I could help. I don't even plan junctions, lol. I plan them once I have to build the place. Yeah, I had basically, the way I planned this was I knew roughly where I wanted the coal mines to be, the industries, and then I planned the junctions as I went along. So kind of a mixture of the two things, I think. Right, so I need to end the session now and go back into building. Right, so I need to adjust the, put up the terrain height again. Now what I might do is, I might put the terrain a bit closer via, well, basically manually via the terrain tools. Although I do want, yeah, this is the issue with the camera again. Although it is very steep, so if the camera is angled down a bit, you could still see in there probably. Right, so this side of the valley up to here, I'd say is done now. So what I am actually going to do is I'm probably going to, well, yeah, I am going to make this side of the valley next. Yay, my internet died. Yay, great. Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. I'm happy that such an amazing thing happened. I missed 30 seconds. Oh, I mean, that's perfect. Yeah. I mean, your internet went away and you missed 30 seconds? What are the chances, honestly? Well, not honestly, because it's not honest, but you know what I mean. Basically, I was just fixing some little things about, well, not fixing, really talking about how I could maybe change some things with the tracks, because I was thinking about maybe expanding this over a bit or bringing it closer, but then I remembered the camera thing, so if I want people to look into the valley, the camera would hit the rocks and get turned down. But since it is a valley, the camera would probably be turned down anyways if you're looking down there. So I might just leave it like this or put it in even a bit closer. That's basically what I said. Yes. That looks strange back here, because over here it's just this crisscross going ever which way, but then back there there's just these 3 segments where the lines are going perfectly straight across. That just looks so strange, I think. Oh. Yeah, I thought it might be. It's just an artifact of the terrain loading, so you can see there's different stages it's going back. Yeah, and now it's not even the same thing, so it's probably loading dynamically, actually. That's actually an interesting thing. So there aren't actually set ways of rendering that. The order must be different in which the train gets loaded. That's actually interesting. Yeah, and I think, yeah, I mean, some of these back baseboards I might keep as 10-meter grid size. just because it's easier to work with, better for performance, and doesn't require as much size. Although the size aspect isn't really that big of a deal. Yeah, but if you're not going to see it closely, I might just do that. I mean, if Trainz decides to crash and because it doesn't really like mixing 10 meter and 5 meter baseboard sizes, then I have got a backup that I made just after last stream. So yeah, because I do always make backups, which I do recommend you do as well. Anybody who's watching this, if you're working anything, doesn't matter if it's just a hobby like making Trainz routes maybe, or if you're working on maybe a book or whatever you're doing, make backups, because with computers, in my experience, it's not a question if a computer will fail or a hard drive will fail, it's a question of when. So yeah, basically that's all I've got to say about that. Actually, it's better if I use the other tool for that. Oh, right, now, that's really strange. The chat basically just blinked, like it wrote something below your last message that disappeared like 2 frames after it had appeared, and I thought that a new message had come, but it didn't. Yeah, thankfully I have new SSD, 1.5 years old. Oh, well, that's nice. That's good then. Yeah. I mean, I personally, I have 2 backups. I have 2 backups of everything. And by that, I don't mean the game everything. I mean everything on my hard drive, which technically includes the game everything, but it didn't mean that. By the way, Slovak, how much of a delay do you have? So basically, I'm going to write something in chat, and you can count for the time that it appears in chat for you, and the time that it appears on chat in the stream. So I'm going to do it in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Because I upgraded my system in February 2019, so I went with all new good stuff. Yeah? I can see how that is a good thing, especially with technology moving so fast, like development of technology. You just sent it for me on the stream. Alright, so there is quite a bit of latency then. Interesting. So I have quite a big delay, yeah. Actually, I might just keep some of these cliffs back here, just kind of poking out like this. That might be a good landmark, actually. In which case, I'll probably have the lake be a bit bigger back here, and then kind of end around here. So then the river will have to start here and go back there. I will try to refresh. Okay. Okay, refreshed and back. Okay, well, let's do another test. Test, yes. I can say I'm no longer delayed. Great. That's good news. Yeah, it was pretty much instant. Yes. Good. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at this and thinking if I want this valley to just continue up straight, or if I want kind of a bit of a bend in here at the moment. Not sure about that yet. I think I'll continue making the basic shape of the valley, and then when I make the slope go up, and basically when the peaks form naturally, that's when I want to decide where basically the slopes are going to go. And yes, I do realize that I will have to carve away through some of this because of the river. Actually, here is a question about dams, because I was just thinking about the dam we're going to put up there. You know the Hoover Dam in America? Well, it wasn't always called the Hoover Dam. Originally, it had a different name. Do you know what that is? And yes, I do realize you can just look it up and then claim that you know it, but I will just have to trust that you don't do that. No, I don't know the name. Boulder Dam. That's the name. I think because the dam was built in the 30s, and it did bear that name for a few years, I think. I'm not sure if it was years. Might have been years. Either years or months. Well, basically a very short time for a dam. And then was renamed to Hoover Dam, well, because of President Hoover. Yeah. I actually think that Boulder Dam sounds much better, because Boulder Dam brings to mind canyons and huge rock formations, because the Hoover Dam is actually situated in the Colorado River, in the canyon by the Colorado River, and Boulder Dam just sounds so dramatic, whereas Hoover Dam sounds like somebody's cleaning the house, just doing a bit of dusting. Doesn't really have the same ring to it, in my opinion. Yeah. Yes. I'm glad you agree on that. Right, so I think that is good for the basic thing. Although I do... that's the thing. I do want this to get quite narrow. So I'm not sure if I should bring it up over here to get narrow or continue along there. Well, if I want to put the dam in a bit further down the road, railroad that is, then I think it's probably good to keep the width of the valley here and then make it narrower back there. That's another thing, that narrower. That's another thing that's a bit hard to say. Yeah. So I might... not sure, I might actually put on some more base pots over here off the stream. Because there are a few locations on this map where basically terraforming only, where I did some terraforming, but you can see the corner of a different baseboard in the distance, or the slope doesn't go up as high as I wanted to. And they're basically these locations where I want to touch it up after the streams, basically off camera. But I've not done that yet, because I want everything on the stream, basically everything in the root development to be archived on stream. And then at the end of that, I'm going to do a pass where I'm going to fix some of those things. Yes, it's going to be tedious, but it's going to improve the root a lot. So yeah, I'm going to do that at the end. Mainly because of the aforementioned tediousness of it. Here's another interesting thing that I learned about dams, and that is that, well, because concrete creates heat when drying, because it's a chemical reaction, when they build large dams, they actually build them in blocks. So they build these, the lower bit first, obviously, these separate little blocks with gaps in between, and leave that to dry out, and then build on top of that. But in a lot of cases, they actually put in metal pipes through which they pump cold water to help in the cooling process, even while things, the dam is being built on top of that, even while there's the construction continues, which is actually what they did with the Boulder Dam, or Hoover Dam. And I saw a documentary on that. It was black and white, obviously, because it was filmed in the 30s. And it was truly amazing seeing those old trucks and things like that driving through this precarious canyon road over to where they're building the dam, and then those huge cranes that are suspended on these cables pulling carload after carload of concrete around, and how they're digging the tunnel, what's it called? What's it called when they put a dam in front of a dam to create the dry area? Oh, I forget what it's called. Something dam. I'm not sure what it is. Damn, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, and that was really, really interesting, because they actually also built an entire railway and concrete manufacturing plant just to make the concrete for the thing. As I said, I'm going to be working on the session, but I'm losing my focus watching you instead. Alright, I said I am going to... let me actually read that. If you couldn't tell, I am a bit tired today. I said I'm gonna be working on the session, but I'm losing my focus watching you instead. Oh well. I mean, there are a few options I can recommend there. One of them is just basically to deal with it. Just try working on the session and listening to the stream, and just hope that you manage to do it. Or you could watch the stream later, the archived version, and work on the session now instead, now that you're motivated. Or you could do the other way around, that you watch the stream now and work on the session later, but then you might not be as motivated. Yeah. I mean, that's all having the prerequisite that you do want to watch the stream, which I'm fairly confident you do. So, I'm considering that you are. So, yeah. Anyway, yes, they built this the railway simply to supply the dam with the necessary construction materials. Also, I think I'm going to make this one... Oh, hello, Anthony! Hello, and welcome to the stream. It's nice to see you again. Yeah. Actually, we did another multiplayer we did another multiplayer session a few weeks ago. That was actually the week after we had played together, and it was a lot of fun. However, I tried to, because the thing is that we were planning to play on a map from the download station. We were trying to play a map from the download station, and because I don't think that you've got a first class ticket, I wanted to let you know in advance, but I don't know if you're on Discord or anything like that, because you don't need to create an account for that. You literally can just sign in as a guest. But yeah, if you're interested in any future multiplayer endeavors and Trainz with me, and maybe Slovak Eagle if he has time, then on my Discord page is where that will be announced. So basically which map we're going to play, which session, so you can download those in time. Oh, you have Discord. Okay, well that's great then. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, then that is where I would suggest that you look, because that's where it's going to be announced anyways. Right. Okay. Do you know if, well, let's see. Is it down there or not? Yeah, my Discord server is linked on the Twitch page. So we're basically by the About section. How do I join the Discord? Basically, if you go to the link that's on the page, it will prompt you to accept the invite. Let's see, I think this is the link to Discord. So if you click on that, it will prompt you to accept the invite. If you accept that invite, then you will see the server listed on the side panel if you go to your Discord page. Although do bear in mind that that is a public server, which means that the things that people say aren't controlled by anyone. So yeah, people have been nice so far, and I hope that that stays. But yeah. Okay, so I think this looks good. I think I need to raise this little bit up here, because I don't like how flat this is from a horizontal point of view. I joined the server. Great. Then you should stay up to date with any multiplayer things. Yeah, well, Discord server, yes. Yeah. There aren't any multiplayer things planned at the moment, but that may change very quickly. Yeah. Right. So yeah, that is better. That is better. Just the slope going from the peak down there. Okay. So what's the next thing? What is the next thing? Well, no, I could, well, okay, sure, why not? Just kind of, that's the wrong tool. Just kind of smoothing this little area out here, and then I'll work on expanding the lake a bit down there to fill in the area. Oh, because if you didn't know, Anthony, this town here is now basically finished. I do want to put in some benches, but it's basically finished, although it doesn't have a name yet. So if you would like to, if you have a name suggestion for this, then please give it to me. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'll pick that name, but I will definitely consider it. So if you have a name for this town, then please type it in chat, or yeah, if you're watching this live in chat, or if you're on Discord, type in Discord. Anyway, yeah. So some things to consider with a name is that, one, there is this river coming down through this gorge or canyon down here. Then we've got the lake, And before the dam was built up there was another river running down this way, down there. So maybe something to do with those features, because the town is built before the dam was built. TRS does still hate me. Oh, well, I'm sure it's not malicious. Where is this route based in? I think you've asked that before. It's based in basically in Pennsylvania, is what I've imagined. Sort of northern USA, probably northeastern USA, but it's not very concrete. Mainly since I haven't built the dam yet, but yeah. Right. Okay. So here we go. Right, so I do want this well, maybe have the lake kind of continue on back here like this a little bit. And then kind of go back there a little as well. Sort of like this. I will need to smoothen out the edges of the lake still. But actually fill in the water first. Oops. What happened there? That was strange. Right, so like this, then I'll save. Actually, I think we could maybe have some cliffs over here on this little bit, because some lakes do have cliffs. And not just the Great Lakes, some smaller lakes that are not the size of a small ocean. We can have it get a bit more cliffy back there. I don't know what you could call it. Okay, well, you don't have to think of something. I just wanted to give you the option, like just give you the offer. That's all. Right. So a little bit further down there, just sort of like this, kind of makes it a bit wider. Actually, here is an interesting thing. So Slovak, you might be interested in this idea as well. Actually, this is strange. Huh. That's not the idea. So, by the way, Anthony, we do have an Easter egg here of this submarine hiding in the lake. Well, it's not doing a very good job of it, since it is kind of poking out up here. But, yeah, this is hiding in the lake. And there are these two bunker entrances. So there is this one here, and then there is one over here as well. So this one here. So maybe they're connected. Maybe there's actually a military base underneath here, which is why there's a submarine in the lake. Maybe maybe this is a testing ground for the submarine. Maybe they want to test it in some fresh water before they let it loose in the salt water. Maybe something like that, which could actually be really interesting. So maybe the name could have something to do with that. I did not see that. The submarine? Yeah, it is pretty well hidden. Well, unless you look at the map, in which case you see periscope down, ! In which case, not that big. I mean, they've literally put it on a map, on a public map, that there is a submarine there, so yeah. Or maybe it's codename periscope down. Oh, we've got some more people watching without accounts, so hello. Welcome. Right. So, that's good. So, so what is the idea? The idea is that, well, one second. I might sneeze. If I'm suddenly sneezing, that's why, because I've suddenly had to sneeze. So the idea is that maybe these two bunkers that are placed over here are connected to the submarine, that maybe underneath this hill is a secret military base that has to do with maybe aquatic equipment research or something like that, which explains why there is a submarine in the lake. So maybe the town name could be connected to that somehow. Anyway, that's a thing to think about. Right, what's next? I think I need to make the riverbed next. Right, so something like this kind of no, it's too far up still. Oops, that's too wide. It's a little bit narrower. Just something like this. And yes, it can cut into the hillside quite a bit here. Maybe we could have something like maybe a waterfall here. How do I make my TRS controls bigger? I forget. So I'll read that later, what you posted, Slovak. 1 second. I'm not sure. 1 second. I think I do have to sneeze. I'm back. Does the sound still work? Okay, so first thing, so Bunker Lake, Bunker Town, Fort Lake, Lake Bunk, Lake Bunk. That Lake Bunk sounds interesting. How about Normalville? Something like that. Maybe, although no, that doesn't sound too romantic. Because this is also supposed to be a tourist attraction, because that's how to hide things, in plain sight. I mean, unless you literally put it into plain sight, in which case might not be ideal. Let's see. I was thinking something like area something, like maybe area 14 or something like that. But then that's hard to put into a town name, so Insuspicious Town. No, that's too on the nose. It should be like a clue at that thing, like something like maybe some wordplay on nothing to see here. Maybe something like that, so... Oh, well, let's see. No. Maybe Code Town, like Code Town, like this. Although that doesn't really look good. Nothing Sea Town. Okay, well, yeah, I think I'll go with that. North Sea Town. I mean, there we go. North Sea Town. In which case, I can also rename these things. North Sea Town Water Tower. Actually, no. Water tank. And then the turntable as well. North Sea Town. Town turntable. And then this thing as well. North Sea Town. Let's see. Yeah, so it's lumber into general goods, so woodworking. Woodworkings. That's probably should be 2 words. Woodworkings. Right. Now the other things. How do I make my TRS controls bigger? I forget. Yeah. Main menu, settings, interface. No, sorry. What is it? Main menu, settings, driver settings. Ah, bless you, Paradise. Yeah, okay, I receive your blessing. Yes, sound works. Great. I did see that before, so that's good. And then there's other things. Okay. How does that look on the map? This thing, the hotel, we could call Officer Hotel. Just so, yeah, just like this, Officer Hotel, that's just the name of it. Just because they would really be non-obvious. Although that brings into question what the Slovakian eagle oak, how that fits into this picture. Now that is the real question. Okay, so what's next? Alright, this area. So I do want the river to climb up a bit back here. Actually, should I maybe leave this like this? Actually, maybe I should leave it kind of like this, like so it's kind of split into multiple parts down here, so some areas are dried out a little bit. So it's kind of dried out a little bit like this. So it's clear that the dam is doing its job. Like a little bit of water comes down here, things like that. But maybe we could have like a dried out waterfall here, just like some cliffs, and have the valley coming or going along here. Anthony asks, isn't COVID-19 fake? First of all, how does that relate to anything we've been talking about so far? And second of all, I think that it's probably a good idea to keep an open mind about everything, really. And for me, that includes things that the pharmaceutical company and the healthcare industry, who literally earn their living on people's suffering, yeah. So that is included in keeping an open mind about things. So yeah. Well, for me at least. Actually, I'm doing it in the wrong way, so it should go from this way. I know, I'm just being an idiot. No, don't say that. It's good to question things. It's good to it's good to keep an open mind, to look behind things, to try to figure out why certain things are the way they are, or who's benefiting from other things, or basically it's good to question things, because that's the way that you learn, that's the way that new discoveries are made, whether those are personal discoveries or what's the word? Societal discoveries. So, no, I don't think you're being an idiot for questioning mainstream opinions. That hole you just dug through the hill at the edge of the map reminded me of City and Country, USA. City and... Oh, that! Oh, right! City and Country, USA. Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah. You're right. It is similar to that. You know, that map used to feel so huge back in the day, but I looked it up recently, and it's tiny. I mean, wasn't that... Yeah, I mean, that was one of the maps that the original tutorials were on, right? The ones that were about loading cargo, where you had to stop... Where you had to stop by the thing where you had to load like diesel fuel or something like that, where those little tubes got pushed out of the industry and into the wagons, and that, I mean, that used to impress me so much back then when I first discovered the route or played on it. That route is so old. Yeah, it is old. It is very old, but it is quite nostalgic for me. Yeah, the DDA40X. Yes, I remember that. Good memories, good memories. Sorry. But so I do really like this river. I mean, there is this canyon here, and I mean, this entire canyon has been carved by this river, and now look at it. I mean, it's really quite pathetic in a way. Like this mighty river that has carved through earth and rock, that the thing that has escaped this mountainside has been reduced to some stagnant water sitting in puddles in its own valley. So, yeah, I mean, that goes to show you what impact the humans have on the environment in indirect ways. So like this, for example, like if there were like trout or something like that in the river, they should probably have to have searched for a different home by now. I love that loco. Sad that it doesn't look so good anymore. Yeah. I'm working on my route at the same time as you. Oh, you're making a route. Oh, that's very nice. I'm knocking on your door. Can you let me in? Hold on. I'll quickly go check and let you in. 1 second. Oh no, yeah, come in. Yeah, just this way. Yeah. Alright. You can come in. I mean, don't be shy. Oh, you don't want to get on camera. Oh, I see. Oh, well then why'd you come here anyways? Oh, well that makes sense. Alright. No, I won't tell them. It's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I must say it was really nice finally meeting you in person, Anthony. Yeah. I mean, I didn't talk to you long. I mean, I can understand that you didn't want to go in front of the camera. I mean, a face reveal is a big thing after all. So, yeah, but it was nice meeting you in person. Although I am a bit concerned how you figured out what my address was. So I might need to check in some places. So, this is brilliant. Thank you. Although, but in seriousness, I'm not really sure what you meant by I'm knocking on your door, can you let me in? What exactly did you mean by that? Do you mean server, or did you actually mean that as a joke? Greatest stream ever. Thanks. Yeah, it is fun. It started out a bit slow, but I think it's picked up. So, yeah. Okay. Also, Slovak, you wouldn't happen to know what this is about? I meant that as a joke. Good. Right. Good. That's good, because that's what I obviously took it as. So that's good. So, Slovak, do you know what this thing in the water is about? 4 baseboards meet there. Right, so that is the issue, and it doesn't matter if I remove the water, put it back in. Nope, the same thing. Yeah, so it is the edge of the baseboards then. My address is blank. Yeah. Oh, I think I've actually been there. Yeah. I think I've been there once. Very nice place, I must say. Right, so I am just going to quickly make sort of the riverbed a little bit. I am not scared that I live in Nitra. Is that how you pronounce it? Nitra? But you probably know that already. Maybe, maybe not. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C., 25,500 US. Okay, yeah. Sure, yeah. I'm sure that that's your address. Yeah, but just in case just in case that is actually your address, which I sincerely doubt, yeah, might not be the wisest thing to post that if it is your address, which I don't think it is, just in case it is, because you never know who you might meet on the internet. Yeah. Yeah. No, you pronounce it completely wrong. Okay, well then, could you write it out the way that I'm supposed to pronounce it, unless that was meant as a joke, or rather sarcastically? It's not. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't strike me as the sort of person who would actually put in your real address onto a live stream online. But you know, just in case, I did want to say that. Don't worry, it's Trump's address. Oh, I see. Well then, that's probably public knowledge anyway. Honestly, there is no word in English language with which I can describe the way you say ni in the name. So, ni, maybe, or... he gave you the White House address. Alright. Honestly don't know that. Probably because I don't live in the USA. Yes, you got it there. Ni. Oh wow. If I actually did manage to get that, then, I mean, that's two... well, I was about to say that's 2-0 for me, because I did pronounce, according to you, I did pronounce that incredibly long number vaguely correctly many streams ago. And now I did manage to pronounce that right, but then again I did misread quite a few messages. So all in all, I'd say that we're basically it's a tie at the moment, I'd say, in the language department. Who is Trump? What is Trump? Maybe if Trump saw me in person, maybe he would be like, hi. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know him as a person, so I don't know. Maybe he would. Okay. Okay, I'll put a little bit of this darker texture underneath there. Well, not that much. Hey, I might be able to use the scum assets here in these stagnant pools. Right. Also, save. Oh, by the way, Anthony, I never did get a reply on what route you were working on. I'm not sure if you don't want to answer. If you don't want to answer, then that's fine. Or I'm not sure if you just maybe missed that. Need the. Need the ra, as in grass. Ra. Nitra. The. So Nitra. Yes, great. Okay, now onto the other messages. What is cobble? Where is he here? Why am I here? Who am I to... No, I'll actually read that more dramatically. What is cobble? Where is here? Why am I here? Who am I to judge why the cobble is there? Maybe if the cobble could place signs, it would place a sign on me saying, why Anthony here? Oh. Okay, I'm just going to wager a guess. To me, it sounds like you're either playing Trainz, putting down some cobblestone texture, but since you're talking about signs, I would guess that you're playing Minecraft. Is that right? Are you playing Minecraft, Anthony? Oh, yes. Oh, great then. It's another Pennsylvania route. Oh, well, that's interesting. How's it coming along? By the way, might as well say this. If you feel comfortable sharing screenshots of your route, then feel free to do so on my Discord server, because there is a channel specifically for sharing Trainz screenshots. So if you want some feedback from people, then feel free to share it there if you want to. Right. It took me some time to find the best words to use. Okay. This is the greatest stream I've ever seen. Wow, thanks. Actually, that's quite the compliment, so genuinely thank you. Well, you got me figured for playing Trainz, lol. Yeah. I'm putting a sign in TRS. Oh, I see. So, like a station board. It's coming okay. Well, that's good then. I'm glad it's coming okay. I'll put in the cliffs afterwards, like in a pass through the this part. I'm taking it down now. The sign is coming down. Okay, I mean that could be seen as a very political message. Like the sign itself could be a metaphor for something. Like the sign is coming down now. And I might paint over some of this sand with a grass texture, but I'm basically putting this down as a base, so that if I paint grass, for example, along here, I can still have it mixed in with some of the sand. So, because I think that that could create a very good effect, a very good look. What am I doing with my life? Well, apparently, in your own words, what you're doing with your life is you're watching the greatest stream ever. Which, if you say it like that, seems like a worthwhile thing to do. And you know, if you end up having children and they end up having children, then you can say to your grandkids, I was alive when the greatest stream in history was being aired, and I was there live in chat. And then you can open up the futuristic holographic display and go to YouTube and watch the archived version of this stream. And look, there, Anthony Sarson too, that is me. That is me. That is your grandpapa in the chat. You know, back then I was much younger. Oh, the experiences I've gained. And then I can just imagine like these two young kids sitting on your lap, looking at awe at every word that you're saying. Yeah. That's true, you're right. Lol, yeah. Oh, and that's, yeah, the thing where it's painting continuously. Right? Lol. I'm glad you find that funny. Yeah. Alright. So I think that if I paint some more grass over some of the sand, this could look really good from up here. So actually paint the rocks on now. Okay, I'll do it here first. By the way, Anthony, when is your route set? Like, what era? So, is it modern era? So you've got all of the modern CSX and Norfolk Southern locos running, or maybe in this team era, so you've got the Pennsylvania Railroad and the New York Central, and things like that. Or is it set in the future somewhere? I posted a screenshot on the Discord server if you want to see it. Yes, I do. Thanks. Actually, would you be happy with me sharing that on stream around now? Oh, I see. That's good then. That's yeah. You've got a lot of reference material for that then. So are you happy with me sharing that screenshot on stream? Because, I mean, it is publicly, you did just publicly post it, so technically I wouldn't have to ask, but I am going to ask anyways, because that's it's a kind thing to do. Sure. Okay, well then, let's go off on an adventure to the Discord server. I am going to quickly go over to the ready screen though, just while opening it up. 1 second. You can put it on stream. Yes, thanks. So 1 second. I haven't looked at it yet. So are you ready? Actually, I need to switch this over so it's the right one. Are you ready? Oh, don't mind that in the corner. Just some Star Trek ruminations. Oh, Stridercraft leader, is that you then? I'm guessing. So welcome. Okay. Screenshots. There we go. Can I have feedback, please? Yes, sure you can. So actually, I'll open it up in a new window so I can make it a bit bigger. Oh, that's not really the size I wanted. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good start. I like the asset palettes. I think that the color of the grass fits quite well with the sort of reddish color of the ballast. I think that looks good. Also, it's a nice touch that the roads are the same kind of reddish hue, which then kind of fits in with the color of the ballast as well. And I can already see that you've put down some sort of trees back here, so kind of like maybe an asset palette. That's a good thing. I think it's I think that's helpful. And yes, I like, another thing that's I really like on this is the angle of the tracks, because here's the thing that I've seen a lot of beginners do is they make the corners way too steep. 1 second. Sorry. A bit of water. Yeah, they make the corners way too steep because they basically make the route from the point of view of you're on the ground. So basically, if you're on the ground, the corner looks looks quite shallow. But yeah, it's good to see that you've made the corners realistic. Also, yeah, I think it looks quite good. That definitely looks promising. Yes. Okay, right. Alright, there is 89 junctions in Trauch, freight yard, and many more for passenger yard and station. Oh right. Well, that's nothing. I have 4,000 junctions in my yard. No, that's quite a lot. I've configured them all. Oh, wow. Oh, that's tiny. Why is the map so tiny you've posted? I can't look at that. Why is it so tiny? Don't mind me, lol. Just sharing my frustration. No, that's fine. You can share the frustration all you want. Post the map view. Yeah, but why is it so tiny? You posted a tiny thing. Can't see anything on there. Or maybe that's the purpose. Maybe it's just a teaser. Right. Anyway, enough looking on Discord. If you okay, so I'm going to do that as well. Thumbs up. Alright, this is actually very interesting. So the first reaction on it is thumbs up. Great. Then the eyes, so then you look at it, and then thumbs down. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah, but why is the image so tiny? Like, look at this, look at the size of this image. I mean, these images are fine, but this one's so tiny. Anyway, right, back to Trainz. There we go. I need to start again, just so that it's on the right scale. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want that to happen. Yeah, I mean, what's the difference between you taking the screenshot in the map and when you zoomed out? Did you do anything differently? Anyway, be right back. Sure. Right. This is getting to be some really interesting scenery with these little puddles down here. Back. Okay, welcome back. Do you want me to catch you up on all of the many things that have happened in your absence? I mean, empires could have risen and fallen, tides could have changed the world, continents drifted apart and collided, star systems could have burst and have been created out of dust. All of that could have happened in the time that you were absent. What paint are you drawing on the side of the water? Yes. Basically, I just painted some rocks around there. Lol. So do you mean the sand? This sand texture is called actually I can type it in chat so you can copy it. So TS12, actually, 1 second. Actually no, I'll put in the KUID. That's probably easier. So it's KUID 2 82412 614164 No, the rocks. Oh right. Okay, well I'm giving you the rocks now. Right, the rocks, they're just PBR rock cliff ground seasonal. So that's PBR dash rock cliff. Let's see. Ground. Seasonal. Just let me make sure I actually did type it correctly. PBR rock cliff ground. Yeah, so those are the rock textures. For it, you probably mean found it, I'm assuming. Okay, so save. That's okay. It's okay that it's a bit less rocky over here. Actually, I think I'll get rid of this completely on this side. A little bit more back there. Yes, I can't spell. No, don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, as long as the message is conveyed, it's fine, really. At least in this context. I mean, I know what it's like to type in chat, and it's so easy to make spelling mistakes in that. Right, so this is then where the canyon is going to get basically into a canyon, where it's going to get much narrower, and then up there somewhere we'll have the dam. And beyond the dam, in the artificial lake, is probably where I'll put the first timber pickup, so the first log pickup. Right. I'm back at your door knocking. Can I come in? I don't mind being in the camera on stream. 1 second. The stream delay, I haven't heard your knocking yet. The stream must be on a forward delay, you know, like a usual delay, but in reverse, so that basically I can see the text first before the things actually happen. Oh, I've heard you. Okay, I'll be there in a second. 1 second, just let me quickly finish this little area with the rocks. 1 second, be there in a second. Okay, I'll stop knocking and wait. Yeah, great. 1 second. Oh, hello there. Oh, yeah, come in, sure. Yeah. And you're sure that you want to be on camera for this? You're absolutely certain? Because that's live, I can't edit it. Right? Okay, well, yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody. So, this is Anthony. Say something to the microphone, please. No, not like that. No, don't say anything like that. No. You know what? I do enjoy you in chat, but to be honest, I do find it a little creepy that you're coming to my house in the middle of the night and that you know where I live. So actually thinking about it now, I would appreciate it if you did go home, maybe? I mean, it's a long flight to America, so have a safe journey, and yes, bye. Bye. Oh, could you please close the door on your way? No? Okay, well, just leave it open then. It's fine. I mean, okay. Well, I mean, you could have at least closed the door on your way out. Okay, well, I'll just have to close it then. Sure. Okay. You know, I do enjoy your visits, Anthony. I really do. But I've got to say that, I mean, honestly, saying those things on stream, I mean, technically this stream isn't meant for very little children because the chat isn't moderated at the moment. But honestly, those kind of things, I mean, I'll probably have nightmares. Right. Yes, I'm good. Hello. Well, for me, it's the afternoon. Yeah, for me, it's night. Oh, it's actually 11 minutes to 11. Okay, I'll leave. What an amazing stream. Thank you. Can I come to her house tomorrow for you? Well, let's see. Today's Monday. That's Tuesday. Depends when. Might not be in the entire day. Okay. So I think that already looks much better. But I do want to grab some of the taller grass, the texture, I mean, for the taller grass. But, but because this is still more moister than the grass around it. So with more moisture, it can grow taller, easier. So that's why I think that would look good here. And yeah, this is kind of the thing I was planning to do, kind of have this a little bit sandy, so it's just clear enough that the river did flow down there at one point. And maybe it still does sometimes if there's flooding and they need to lower the water level in the dam, or behind the dam, I mean. Not in the... Well, technically in the dam as well, because dams are usually hydroelectric power plants, which means they use the water as turbines. I gotta go, sorry, might be back later. Okay, that's okay. Well, thanks for joining the stream, anyways, if you can't come back later, so... Yes, thank you. Hope to see you again soon. Maybe not necessarily at my door, because that was a bit creepy, but in chat, yes. By the way, Slovak, are you still there? Oh right, you're there. I haven't done much in Trainz at all. I am done for today. I am too tired to be bothered by scripting 120 plus junctions. Yeah, I can understand that. Wait, so you have to script them for the session, like set junction left, set junction right, set junction straight, that kind of thing? Or do you have to script them because it's a new area and you just have to set the default? Yeah, that. Yeah. I know that. I've made sessions too. I know what that feels like. Actually, a bit more of this brown texture might be useful. Well, at least you started. I mean, that's a good feeling, isn't it? To know that you've done some work on it. I am going to make a basic session with default junction presets. Oh, I see. That's good then. So then you don't have to do it every time you make a new session again and again and again. So you can then, yeah, and then create new sessions by cloning that. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Good that we're thinking along the same lines. Right, so we've only got a few minutes left. And the next thing to do on this route would be, well, let's see, 1 second, kind of like this. So the next thing to do on this route would be some of the texturing work, actually. Putting down some cliffs over here, and so actually I can put the cliffs in here. Actually, this is now suddenly reminding me a bit of Mount Rushmore. All we need are some huge faces carved into the wall. I wouldn't mind normally, but 120 plus junctions per station. No thanks. Yeah, that is quite a lot. Actually, yeah, I'll increase the scale all the way. There are the Easter Island heads. Yes, there are those, but very big. You mean in Trainz, the assets? I don't think you can use those. Yeah, I mean, if I did genuinely want to do this, I now know, thanks to the help that your friend provided, how to get models into Trainz. So I could just make my own in Blender, because I do know how to use Blender. I've been using it for many, many years. And then just import those and use those. But I think that the cliffs themselves are a big enough landmark that I don't necessarily need to put in these faces. Yeah. In before? What do you mean by that? In before you make your own face. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I've never tried to make my own actual face. I mean, besides this, obviously, because I did technically make this face, just not consciously. Which is a weird way of thinking about it. Right, so we've got 5 minutes to go. And I don't really want to start putting down the forest yet. So actually, let's go on a drive on the Ansley Island Railway, on what I have so far anyways. That might be nice. In before. Oh right, in before means saying something before someone else would. Oh, I see. Right, so this is the Ansley Island Railway so far. This is Sornmouth, as you can clearly see by the stunning scenery. I've started putting down some signals up there. This is an A3 locomotive, so the type that the Flying Scotsman is off. It used to have a really great whistle, but then the author replaced it with this thing. Can you even hear that? I'm going to make the train's volume a bit louder. Okay, so, yeah, sure. Okay, so I think something is screeching in my ear. Yeah. So which one would you prefer I drive? The diesel multiple unit or the steam express? Because this is transitional era, so we will have both of them. I like the diesel, but the express is gonna be faster. Actually, no. The thing is, well, yeah, technically yes, but the express takes quite a bit of time to accelerate, and at the moment the map is only this long, so the express literally doesn't have the time to accelerate faster than the DMU can go. So, if you like speed, I'm going to go with the DMU. So, I see, then take the diesel. Okay. So here we go, just switch some junctions, actually going straight over here, left across there, and then left across there. And as you can see, I have started using the procedural track, just in case it doesn't lag for once. But if it does lag, I will replace it. Anyway, so here we go. This one actually has a great interior, so you can see just how realistic this is, and you can actually see the back seats. You can even go through the cameras, through the seats, which is really nice. Okay, anyway, so brakes released, forward gear, and there we go. This is the horn, by the way. Yeah, this one is one of the few update interiors from New era. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn it down a bit because this is getting a bit loud. But one thing is, the outside has 3 windows, but the inside only 2. So it's not exactly accurate to the actual one, but I mean it's better than nothing. And the speed limit here is 15. So I'm technically speeding already a bit. Yeah, the 2 industries I've already placed down is the lumber mill back there, which will also produce wood chips for paper, and the coal mine over there, which hasn't rendered in yet, which is basically just a dump for coal. And I really like having a river running through my bigger cities, because then I can put more bridges running over it, which is, I think, really nice. And yes, here you can see the outer tracks have 60 miles an hour, the interior one 100. Oh, that's clipping through, I will need to change that. Good thing I spotted that. Also, the reason why I asked for the interlocking tower is because of the middle rail, because that doesn't have any passing tracks at the moment, well, not between large stations. But I do want there to be several signals in between, because there are crossovers between the left and right tracks. And since I don't want multiple trains being able to go onto the same bit of middle track, multiple expresses, and then get themselves stuck, I need to use the interlocking towers for that, if they will work with the crossovers going from left to right. So that is the thing that I will need to play around with a little bit. Oh, wheel slip, because it is going uphill. Oh yeah, I really do like this also. This is the branch coming off the main line for the coal. I really like this viaduct that's going straight and then starting this spiral going downwards into this yard over here. And you can see that I've already got a little locomotive in here, just this 060 saddle tank. It's actually got National Coal Board on it, so that's really fitting. Nice, thanks. Yeah, so back there you can see the little template of the forest that I've placed down. And again, the scenery obviously finished, as you can see. And here I've got this little canal running underneath the railway bridge, which is for barges going over to the lumber mill. And then that just goes into the main river flowing down the River Sorn. And you can see how quickly this accelerates. And yeah, those big power lines back there are going to go all the way to the center of the map, basically, which is also where the biggest junction is located. And then smaller power lines are going to go over to the individual towns and things like that. And yeah, again, not finished yet. Well, I mean, yes, it is finished, but no, in seriousness, yeah, I've basically just done the line side shrubbery and a little test of a forest back over here, like what a forest would look like. Right? I would use 2 or 3 of those big power lines. Maybe, but then again, this is an island that isn't very big. This island is like 14 or 15 miles across. So I think that these power lines can probably cope, and then make them split at a big transformer station. Yeah, the thing is, I don't really want to use this big pylon asset that much, because I think that it, in a lot of cases, damages the scenery. Like, it doesn't look very appealing. I mean, here it's fine because it's very open and it's supposed to have this industrial feeling. But when the power line is going to this nice little quaint idyllic town, then I don't really want to have this big thing in front of it, so yeah, I mean, I will have it split up anyways. Oh, and yes, this is the river where I took the picture from that I posted on Discord. Right? And it's going along here. I see, yeah. Nice. Again, thanks. Right, oh, and we've just gone 2 minutes past, so I'll just quickly stop over there. Actually, I need to apply the actual brakes, the train brakes, because the other ones probably won't stop me fast enough. right? Maybe release those now. Right, this is the first station, so there will be a town here. This is Sornford. This is a custom station, as you can probably tell, and there's a little freight train waiting there. I really like these flowers and palms that I've placed down there, and these benches and bins and things like that. You can see Sornford on the sign. So yeah, just here, basically. Yes, not finished, obviously, again. Also, this locomotive is from the 18th century, so on the little plaque you can see it reads 1891, but these locomotives were used until the end of steam, so that just goes to show you how durable steam locomotives are. Also, I really like this little signal box here. Anyway, we've gone past the time limit, so this is the end of the stream. So, if you're watching this live or archived, these streams will be archived, first of all. Secondly, shoutouts, which, I mean, if you're just here for the stream, you can leave now. I'm just going to do quickly shoutouts. First thing, Slovak Eagle, who does Trainz streams and also some driving simulators, things like that. And Kango Fango, who does OMSI2 streams, driving, map building. And yes, check out Central Europe, Trainz route. Huge route. And yes, that's it. Next stream on Thursday. So, well, thanks for the stream. Oh, right. Oh, thanks for the stream. I enjoyed it a lot. And thanks for the shout out. Remember to follow. Okay, well, this is the end of the stream. And thumbnail. Oh, right, thumbnail. I think I'll just find one out of the stream because I already quit Trainz. So, thank you for watching and bye.